guys, this is Isabella Illustrations here, and welcome to a new video. So, today I'm going to be doing a video I haven't done in a while, which is going to be a book series review. And the series that I'm going to be reviewing this time is the Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard. So without further ado, let's get to the video. The books that are in this series, it is a 4-book series. So yeah, 4 books, and they get bigger as you go, which is intimidating to some people, but to me, I actually take that as a challenge. And I actually love a challenge, so I definitely was very excited. So yeah, the books include Red Queen. This is the first book. Then you have Glass Sword. Then you have King's Cage. And then you have Warstorm, which I just finished today, actually. So, yeah, those are the books. Now, when I started reading the series, it started out with so much promise. The first book, amazing. I gave it like a 4 out of 5 stars. Or a 5 out of 5, it was just that good. This book was amazing. It was so good, I bought the rest of the series. And I absolutely loved this book. I thought, I love Shadow and Bone. That's my favorite YA fantasy of, all of the stuff I've read so far. Which I still like that a bit more. But this was close. I was like, this is almost as good as Shadow and Bone. And I was like, I never thought anything would top it. And then I started reading the rest of the series after this book. And then this book kind of went downhill. I didn't really enjoy it as much as the first one. There was a lot of building of an army in this book. And I found that kind of boring, not gonna lie. At least this book wasn't too thick, but it was kind of like, eh. And then, King's Cage actually got a bit more interesting than the last book, but it wasn't as interesting as the first book. It was definitely fun, and I enjoyed it. It definitely kept me reading the series, because after the second book, I was kind of iffy about the series for a little bit. But, yeah, this kept me reading. When I finished this one, I went to Warstorm, and this one was better than the second book, but not as good as King's Cage. It just didn't do it for me. And the ending kind of pissed me off. You read so many pages, and that's the ending you get. It was unsatisfying, and I kind of don't think I will read this series again, knowing how it ends. I mean, it's kind of happy, but also not. You will know what I mean if you read the series. But yeah, so the way I would say the best book in the series to the, least best, I would say Red Queen, the first one, definitely the best book, number 1. The second best book was King's Cage. I found it was very, I liked it. I found it was interesting. I enjoyed it. It was a fun read. Then, hold on. Then, I think it is Warstorm is number 3. I think it was okay. It was better than Glass Sword, the second one, which I put at number 4. So, yeah, this is the ratings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so, yeah. The series was enjoyable to read. I won't say it was a waste of my time or your time to read it. I enjoyed it, but I don't think I'd read it again. I didn't love it enough to reread it again. And the ending just kind of pissed me off, because after reading 4 books and all those pages, these books got bigger as you went. It's like, I have all this content, all of the struggle, all of the suffering. Because, as I said, some of these were a bit slow and uninteresting. But it was still, I got attached to the characters at least, like, enough to want to finish the series and see what the hell happened to everybody. So I do feel like you definitely want to stay for the characters and see how everything ends for them. But now that I've read it and I know how it ends, and I know how everything goes, I'm kind of just like, meh, I don't think I'll reread it. It wasn't good enough for me to want to reread it for an ending like that. Shadow and Bone, still my favorite. I loved it. The ending was perfect, and I just enjoyed those books more than these. And I even thought Shadow and Bone's second book had problems. Siege and Storm was eh. But this actually felt a bit more boring than that book. Like, especially Glass Sword, it was iffy, and War Storm was just a bit, So, I don't know. I recommend that you should read it if you like fantasy. I recommend that. It was definitely interesting. Yeah, that's all I gotta really say. The romances, I thought they were gonna go places, and they didn't really. So I was just kind of like, as a person who likes romance in my fantasy books, because I love romance and fantasy, those are my two favorite genres, and I love them together. This just kind of let me down. So if you're looking for a romance, this isn't really a full-blown romance. It's a bit like a will they, won't they kind of thing. I don't really know. So, yeah, that kind of blew me off a bit. But that aside, I think it was a fun series. It was definitely entertaining. It had an entertaining plot. Just the way sometimes that the author went about, like, events, or the events she chose to portray, were kind of boring in how they were shown, and I just, like, eh. But a lot of it was fun, so I don't know. I rated most of these other books, well, Red Queen, I told you, I rated this like 5 or 4 stars. The rest of the books, all 3-star books, they weren't amazing, but they weren't awful, that I would have never read them if I'd known how it ended. But it would have thrown me off a little bit. Anyway, I enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys have read it, and if not, I wouldn't highly recommend the series, but I would definitely recommend it. I think it's definitely some fun YA to try out, and maybe it's not for everyone, but you know what? It was fun. The next series I'm probably going to read for another book series kind of review video, because I do like doing these occasionally. I do love reading, so it is something I do. I'm going to be reading the Cruel Prince series next by Holly Black, and I've heard great things about this series. I'm usually not a person who likes fairy things, but Leigh Bardugo, the author of Shadow and Bone, wrote a review on the book. It's even on the cover, and she said it was great. So I trust Leigh Bardugo. She wrote Shadow and Bone, which is my favorite YA. She says this is good, I will read it. Plus, a lot of people gave it great reviews, so I'm going to try this series out next. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I know this isn't really a book channel, but I do like to do a bit of everything that I love on this channel. So if you like book videos, let me know. But I like by giving it a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next video, hopefully soon. So, bye-bye.